What up guys, this is Monkey Figure Reviews, and today we are going to unbox the Portrait of Pirates Sailing Again Emerald Fujitora figure by Mega House. This is a figure I've always wanted to get for a very long time. I was hoping to get him on the cheap in the resale market over the years, but that is not the case. He's very popular and very difficult to find, so I decided to go for the third release of this figure. He first came out in 2014, a second re-release in 2017, and this is the third release, came out in May 2021 this year. So I'm very happy that I've finally gotten him here. It is a great figure. I love the character and he's gonna look great next to the emeralds. So I can't wait to take him out. But before that, let's take a quick look at the box first as usual. Right over here we have our silver Toei sticker to prove its authenticity. We have our One Piece logo, Mega House logo, series name, character name, and we have a good look on Fujitora through this box window. This is the side view, another angle of Fujitora, more photos, another window here, and this is the other side, more photos of the emerald. And you have this fire meteors just coming down, you know, that is him using his powers. And this is the back, a full body image of the figure we are going to get, and more photos of him. And at the top, this is what it looks like, another top window and more photos of him. Alright, the box is brand new and sealed, so we are going to do the unboxing together. Let's go. I have taken out the parts of the figure and we have a total of 6 pieces. We have Fujitora himself, his coat, his sword, a tiny little blade piece, a supporting stand for his coat, and the base. This is how Fujitora looks like when put together, and now that I'm seeing him in real life, I gotta say he looks really cool and badass. Just the vibes coming from his character design, very intimidating and fierce, looking very awesome, and I'm absolutely loving it. But I also gotta share that putting together this figure is a bit of a hassle, especially for the sword, because the sword itself comes in 3 pieces. It connects here and here, and the hands themselves, they come in ball joints, but they are not really at the right angle, so it's very difficult to align them in a straight line. And even though I managed to do it, it seems like there's a bit of a stress over here at this joint, and I'm not sure what it's going to do for the long-term health of this figure. I hope it's not going to be too bad. Another thing is that the head itself, once you put the coat on, which comes with this neck scarf, what it's gonna do is that it's gonna push the head upwards. So it's also a bit difficult to connect it to the ball joint area, and I don't think it is done in the best way. And even though this is the third release, it looks like there's still a bit of a problem here and there, and because it's a third release, I'm not particularly happy about it. For example, if you look at Eustace Kid himself, I think they know that the first version, the coat was too tight and it was leaving paint marks on the body. But for the second release, they just made the coats slightly bigger, and I think that's an improvement that they can also do for figures like Fujitora that are getting re-releases. Let us take a closer look at the figure starting from the head sculpt. I had removed the coat first so we can have a better look at the face. And I gotta say, when it comes to character likeness, it is done really well. It looks pretty much like Fujitora. I think the scar is done amazingly. You can actually even see they did some sort of paint variation throughout the scar. And all this is sculpted onto the face itself, so you can actually feel it going into the skin. And of course, his eyes are blind, hence they're white in color. And you have those thick eyebrows and wrinkles around the forehead. Some wrinkles around the eyes to show his age. And of course, the beard itself also looks good. The mustache and all the sideburns, the hair, the ruggedness of it, I think they've done it right. I just want to show that the head is actually on a ball joint, okay, but it's not attached very tightly to it. So it looks like if you just put a bit of force, it will just come off. And it's only rotatable when the coat is not on. Okay, like I mentioned previously, the coat really just fixes it in one position like this. But if you're looking to display him without the coats, then you can sort of rotate him around in certain angles. But I don't think anyone would do that because putting the coat on, he just looks more like an emerald. He looks more badass. And I want to quickly turn around to show you guys the shading they have done on the hair. Certain areas are lighter towards the end of the hair strands. And it's honestly quite awesome. He's leaning a bit forward, a little bit hunched. Maybe he's supposed to be looking down. And like I said, you see, I'm just rotating it and it looks like the head is falling off. So, not really liking that. The ear, the back of the hair. I'll just lift the figure up. And this is the other side. His outfit without the marine coat is fairly simple, just wearing some sort of purple robes or kimono. And right underneath, it looks like he's probably wearing another internal grey layer, but it's only evident through this part with the sleeves popping out. And you also have these two items, I'm not sure what you call them, but it looks like some sort of hand guard, arm guard or hand protection pads. But if you look really closely at these areas, other than the creases on them, you can see what they did with the painting is to show some sort of stains throughout, like yellow stains or, you know, like dirt. So it really shows the wear and tear of this part and the age of it, some realism, and I think that is really neat. So for the rest of the outfit, you can see shading here and there. I think even on the grey sleeves is darker here compared to here. I think you can see for yourself the creases, the black waist sash. And I'll just quickly turn it around. Looks like it's lighter towards the bottom. And this is the back. Just to show you guys how thick our boy Fujitora is. Really thick looking. Maybe the thickest emerald so far. The folds and creases. They definitely make, you know, the crevices around the folds darker to enhance the folds of it, how they look like. The neck is really thick too. Just look at how thick it is compared to the size of the head. And the creases here, they're all very nice, similar to how we usually get for POPs. And here we have his legs coming out from underneath his robes. And you can take a look at his feet. Over here, the toenails they are painted on. And the sandals that he's wearing, the wooden sandals, you can actually feel the texture. The lines of the wood is very, very realistic. I think this is done great. Same for the other feet. Okay, and at the bottom you have those holes where the pegs of the base are supposed to go into. And here, for those of you interested, his underwear is actually part of the figure, wrapping his genitals and his ass. So if you're interested in that, it's good for you. But no, you know, no significant shape or bulge that I can see. I just want to quickly show you guys the details on the sword. I wanted to take it out, but Now that I fixed it in this position, I try to move it, it seems like everything is so snug, and I want to be careful. I don't want to damage the figure by using too much force, so I'll just leave it as it is, but I hope it is still good enough for you guys to see the details. Essentially, for the sword, for the handle, and for the sheath, it's just brown in color, and you have all these lines running throughout to show that it is made of wood material. Other than that, nothing significant like shading or shadowing, fairly simple in details. And the blade itself is just this part here, gold in color, and it looks like the blade is just generally black. And if you look closely, the connection between this blade piece and this part of the sheath, it is not the most perfect. There's a little bit of gap, so I thought that that area could have been better. Here we have a separate piece that we can replace the current one with, so we can fully sheath the sword. Now he just looks like he's opening it up and using his Derefoot powers. So there are two options to display the sword, either open or close. This is the marine coat, and you can actually see it's two layers. An internal layer that goes all the way up to this neck mufflers or scarves surrounding Fujitora's neck. It is just singular in color, generally dark purple, and the outer layer is the marine coat. There's already some shading on the inside, as you can see, and on the outside you can see the buttons, golden buttons painted. Looks really neat, and it actually feels a bit expensive too. And towards the back you can see the kanji for justice printed cleanly onto the coat. Very nicely done. And of course the creases and folds around the coat with the enhanced shading and shadowing. And the sleeves, they are in mid motion, maybe to just show some movement of Fujitora. And right at the top you have these two shoulder pads, or whatever you call it. I think maybe rank insignias, but they look really awesome with the coloring, the glossy paints, the gold, and this reflective orange. Looks beautiful, looks expensive. And that's pretty much it. This is how the base looks like. It just says Portrait of Pirates, the POP Sailing Again logo. Right at the bottom, the name Fujitora Issho and Marine. And the middle is just like a violet color that matches Fujitora's outfit, and right on the edge we have this silver metallic paint. The height of this figure from the bottom to the top of his head, that is around 23.5 cm, around 9 1/4 inches. If you're talking all the way to the top of the sword, that is a little bit more than 24 cm, around 9.5 inches. Here I have Fujitora next to the rest of the emeralds. This is Kizaru, this is Akainu, and this is Aokiji. It's a bit difficult to line them up together because of their marine coats getting in each other's way, but I hope you guys can understand. Essentially, Fujitora can look a bit naked without any special effects compared to the rest of them. He's also shorter, maybe that's because he is hunching forward, leaning forward, or that could be also accurate to the character's height. I'm not 100% sure on that. Here I have figures from other series, so you can do a little bit of comparison. This is the Master Stars Piece Doflamingo figure, and this is the Masterlized Best Edition Romanoa Zoro. So these two figures, they are usually around the same scale as your King of Artists, Master Stars Piece, Flag Diamond Ship, Glitter and Glamours, Glitter and Brave, and the Masterlized. Alright guys, that's pretty much all I want to share for this Fujitora. In conclusion, I think that this figure, he is great. He is done in an awesome way with the details, the pose, the character likeness. But what I don't like is that he doesn't have any special effects and accessories when compared to the other emeralds. So if you were to place them side by side like you have seen, he looks very naked without anything at all. And on top of that, the price of him is absolutely bonkers. Even if you look at the first version or second version, the aftermarket prices are insane. So without the special accessories, just him looking like this, is it worth it to pay so much for a figure? I thought about it myself, and I think that if I was not a marine collector, I probably would not get him because it's just so expensive and I don't think it's worth it. But I like the character. I like the Marines. I think they all look really cool lined up next to each other, so I decided to go for him. Ultimately, it is up to you, but if you're looking for a good Fujitora figure, I believe he is probably the best one out there in the market, in my opinion. Alright, as usual, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share them with your friends. And if you're new here, you like what I'm doing, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on new videos like this. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys very soon. Goodbye.